Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 must-have cards in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. The cards that you need if you're going to succeed and win games in MyTEAM. These cards are kind of ranked based on a combination of value, how good they are, where they fit at their position, how dominant they are. It's just a combination of a lot of things. It's really just my opinion, so if y'all have a different opinion, that is totally okay. But I do think this is a really good opinion of the cards that you should really be prioritizing to have the most success and win the most games. I'm 44-4 and unlimited. I'm not the best player in the world by any means anymore, but I definitely am having a lot of success on this game. So hopefully I can help share some of those tips with y'all. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm uploading every single day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. Without further ado, let's hop right into it. Starting at number 10, we're going with a pure budget PG, Brandon Jennings. And I like this Brandon Jennings card, man. I do a ton. 6'1", 6'4" wingspan. I understand he plays no defense at all, but let's just ignore that. 89 speed, 89 excel, 76 shot 3, 65 driving dunk. On paper is not insane. The thing to remember is he is by far the cheapest point guard on this list at only 14,000 MT, which is really good price. Not only that, he has amazing playmaking badges, including gold speed booster. He's got break starter, clamp breaker, handles for days. What is clamp breaker this year? I forget what that one transfers to, but blinders, he's got on that as well. And then when you look at his animations, it makes him even better. He's got Lillard dribble style, which is good. He moves very well, has nice dribble moves all the way around, step behind the back, whatever. I don't know what SIG it even is, but something gives him basically the Curry Escape, or very similar. Maybe it's this Terror size or something. I'm not even totally sure which SIG it is because I don't think it's Pro Escape. But I don't know why he can trigger the Curry Escape with consistency, but he can trigger a Curry slide. But Patty Mills' release on quick is super fast as well. He's the best budget offensive point guard in the game by a mile. Really good card to have to run your offense if you're a budget player. Kyle Korver is the card that I have at number 9, a pure shooting, just incredibly elite shooter. This is one of the most annoying cards in the game to play against and one of the most fun cards in the game to play with because he absolutely shoots the crap out of the ball. 91 shot 3. Incredible shooting badges. Does he do much else? No. He's got silver bailout, break starter, and unblockable, which is nice. Defense is not particularly good. He can't dunk the ball barely at all. And then speed is certainly not there either. He does have good animations. I will say that he moves well. He's got this Curry Escape. I think the Curry slide move this year is based off your move behind the back because he and Brandon Jennings both have it and they can both do the Curry slide. So I think it's based off the moving behind the back this year. That's interesting. But his release is like the fastest release that I've used all year in the game. He's the cheesiest shooter in the game. He greens heavies like it's nothing. Greens lightly is like it's even more nothing. I don't know. This card is so annoying and so good to play against on the offensive end of the court. An absolutely incredible offensive shooting guard. I mean, he is just a pain in the butt to guard. At number 8, Kyrie is not at number 8. I'm sorry. Jason Kidd is at number 8, a defensive PG. This card is decently expensive, but you do get him from locking in the legendary Path of Dirk set. If you went for Shaq, you would have this card. If not, he is 84,000 MT, which is expensive, but 88 speed and excel, 76 shot 3, 85 perimeter, 85 lateral. He is a very good interior defender, a very good perimeter defender point guard, but also a good interior defensive point guard. 70 interior, 6'4" with a 6'8" wingspan. He's going to compete on the interior a lot better than most other PGs. Defensive badges and playmaking badges are very solid, especially the defensive end of the court. He's the best defensive point guard in the game right now. His release is solid, and his movement isn't bad either. He's a good card. Like, he's not an incredible offensive PG, but he's an elite level defensive card. And that could be really useful to have to stop some of these super high-powered options that some of these more expensive and better teams have. Now, at number 7, going with Devin Booker. A little bit more expensive. He is a lock-in. Costs about 100,000 VC to get. But D-Book is 79 speed and excel is a little low for a shooting guard, but the shooting, just the offense in general, is insane. 87 shot 3, 75 driving dunk is high enough. Shooting badges are ridiculous. Playmaking badges are good, including silver speed booster, gold handles for days, gold bailout. Defense isn't much there, but he is big enough at 6'5" where he gets some sort of stops. But the thing about Booker, though, he's got one of the best releases in the game, one of the best fades in the game, and really good movement as well for right now in the game. D-Book is just a dog in this game. I mean, he moves and grooves at such an elite level, and I think he's certainly one of the best options at the shooting guard in the game, maybe the best offensive pure shooting guard in the game right now. If y'all have used D-Book or played against a good D-Book user, you know how dominant this card can be. Number 6, keeping with the shooting guard, but really the guard theme of this bottom 5, going with Brandon Roy. The reason B. Roy is this low, despite being one of the best cards in the game and the best shooting guard in the game, in my opinion, is the fact that there isn't a huge gap at the top of the shooting guard position. It's guys like B. Roy, T-Mac, and Booker all really close together, and then there are really good budget options and some cheaper players cards as well. 6'6" with a 6'8" wingspan, 88 speed and excel, 86 shot 3, and 90 driving dunk, and very capable defense, though. He is the best shooting guard in the game. He's got a very good release. He's an amazing slasher, a really good playmaker, and defensively is very solid. Brandon Roy is an absolute monster in this game. There is no doubt whatsoever about that. He's a great slasher. He moves pretty well. Like I said, I love his release. I think he's an absolutely elite card. The only reason I only have him at number 6, despite him being the best card on this list so far, is because I don't think the positional value is there. Him being free is incredible value, I will say that. So if you're looking for somebody at free, and if you're a grinder, like a no money spent player, for a no money spent player, this card has a lot of value because he is so good. But I do think we put him at number 6 because the shooting guard position is kind of close. Now at number 5, Ben Wallace. This card is your only real Shaq stopper in this game. I'm not sure he even really is a Shaq stopper, but this card is a lot cheaper than an Amethyst Bam Adebayo, who I don't have on this list. Bam may be a slightly better card than Ben Wallace, but he's a lot more expensive to complete. Going to probably cost you around $100 versus this Ben Wallace is going to cost you around $25. So if you wanted to just buy the card straight out, Ben Wallace is going to be a much cheaper option. 81 speed and excel, 85 standing and driving, 92 interior, 84 lateral, 83 steal, 90 block. If you are a more budget player and you can only afford to complete one legendary path set and you can't afford to get Shaq, Ben Wallace is going to be your best option in the game right now to stop him because he's got similar speed. He's an elite defender and an amazing rebounder with Hoff post lockdown, Hoff rebound chaser, gold anchor, gold brick wall, gold chase down, gold pogo. He's got a lot going for him in all these different areas that are going to make him a really, really good defensive card. He's still fast. He's still super athletic. He's an inside just like Shaq. He's basically mini budget Shaq. He's shorter than Shaq. He's cheaper than Shaq. He's not quite as good as Shaq, of course, and he's not nearly as good as Shaq. Shaq's the best center in the game by a mile. I wouldn't say Ben Wallace is he's a borderline top 5, but in terms of competing against Shaq, he is the best center in the game to match up against Shaq. And with Shaq being as dominant as he is, I think you have to put Ben Wallace very high on this list because of how important he can be defensively to helping you have a chance to beat a guy who's running a card like Shaq. Now, Scottie Pippen's going to come in at number 4, one of the best cards in my team, an absolutely elite lockdown. It is super important, in my opinion, to have an elite 3-and-D lockdown, a guy you can put on your opponent's primary ball handler, whether that's Kyrie Irving or Devin Booker or Damian Lillard, whoever it may be, and just shuts them down, makes them work super hard for every bucket. Elite defender, has very good speed, incredible perimeter and lateral quickness, decent interior as well, dunks the ball well, and has a really, really nice smooth release. Scottie Pippen, really, really good card in my team. I think he is one of the best. I think he's the best small forward in the game, one of the best cards in the game. And I think considering he's only 140,000 MT, which isn't cheap, but it's certainly not crazy expensive, I think that's really fair for him, to be completely honest. And I think that makes him actually a very, very good card in my team. Scottie Pippen, he's an absolute dog. Highly recommend if you're looking for somebody at the small forward position. And you can always sell him back. I know you lose out of your MT, but at least you do get MT back. He's not a lock-in. Kyrie Irving is very, very good as well, of course. Kyrie is going to be the best point guard in the game, in my opinion. I think 6'2" with a 6'4" wingspan, 93 speed and excel, 92 shot 3. If y'all have been grinding this game, you probably have this card for free already, if you've been playing a lot. If you have not been playing a lot, well, you may not have him yet, but that is okay. It's not a huge deal. You don't need the card right now. But he's very, very good. I mean, he's an elite level card in a lot of ways. And I think you're looking at one of the better, like, he'll be the best point guard in the game, hopefully, for a decent amount. Unless we get like a Curry soon who's super juiced, like a damn near. Coming in at number 3, we got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is going to be the best point guard in the game, hopefully for a little bit longer, for another couple weeks at least. I think a super juiced Curry could pass him, but he is absolutely elite and will probably have staying power. 6'2" with a 6'4" wingspan, 93 speed and excel, 92 shot 3, 86 lateral quickness, 80 steal, 93 speed with ball. The playmaking and shooting badges on this card are unbelievable. He's so fast. He's a really capable perimeter defender as well with an 86 lateral. Like, that's really nice. Defensive badges, he's got a couple of small ones that make a difference. Glove, interceptor, pick dodger. It helps. It really does. I promise. You notice a huge difference defensively with a guy like Kyrie versus a guy like Dame. The thing about Kyrie is he's easier to attain than a guy like Brandon Roy. I feel like it doesn't take quite as much grinding to get Kyrie, and you can get him also by playing in other modes. Like if you're playing Park, you're still getting progress towards Kyrie, which I think is very, very cool for people who do like to play both modes. But this Kyrie card is the best point guard in the game. Hopefully will be for a while, and I think is the best by a bigger margin than Brandon Roy, for example, is, which is why I have Kyrie a lot higher on this list. And I think he's one of the most important cards to have in this game. At number 2, people are going to laugh at me. I'm putting an Emerald at number 2. I legitimately believe this Jordan Walsh card is one of the most important cards in the game to have. If you're a budget player, 5,600 MT is super easy to get. That's a game and a half a salary cap, literally. You play 2 salary cap games, you win one, you lose one, you're gonna have 5,600 MT that you can spend on this Jordan Walsh card. As I drop my controller off my desk. Good job. But 77 speed, 77 excel, 74 shot 3, 80 driving nut, 80 interior, 83 perimeter, 83 lateral quickness, 80 steal. Nothing too insane about this card. He is not as good as any other card in this list, except for maybe Kyle Korver, maybe Brandon Jennings, maybe a couple of the cards at the bottom. But he is so cheap and so good value and so important because you can start him in a competitive game. I can put this card at my small forward position starting right now against an elite competitive player, and I don't feel like this card gives me a significantly less chance to win than if I were to put Amethyst Scottie Pippen at my small forward. The best small forward in the game versus Jordan Walsh was 5.6 KMT, and I don't think there's a huge difference in terms of how much they're going to give me on the small at the position, because they're both good shooters with good releases, and they're both very good versatile defenders, because Walsh defends at a high level on the interior and the perimeter and has very solid defensive badges. I think when you have a card like this, so you can plug in there, you can be a complete no money spent player on your first day of the game and have a guy who can compete with the best small forwards in the game at a super high level. This is the type of budget card that I wish we had at every position, because he is absolutely phenomenal, and we have budget cards that are as good as this type of card. It makes the game more accessible for a no money spent player. So hoping to continue to see elite budget cards dropping in these upcoming sets. But at the number 1 position, I feel bad because I wish this wasn't the case, because he's $150 or a ton of grinding. He can be less than $150 if you buy some of the players with MT or whatever, but he is expensive or a gigantic grind if you're trying to get a no money spent or less money spent. But Shaq is the best card in the game, and it's not even close. He's one of the best cards in my team history, and he's really good. Look at his Hoff badge to start off with: back down Punisher, Masher, Rise Up. This isn't Bully anymore. I think it's called Big Driver or something like that, and he's got Anchor, Brick Wall, Rebound Chaser as well. He's got a badge like Immovable Enforcer, which is a defensive badge as well, which is really good, and that one's not on 2KDB yet because they still haven't updated their badge, so I'm hoping will happen soon. But 87 speed and excel, 95 interior, 92 block, 83 steal, 83 lateral quickness, 83 perimeter. That type of speed and defense on a 7'1" player with a 7'7" wingspan is absolutely ridiculous right now. Remember, these cards: Jason Kidd, 88 speed, a guy like Brandon Roy, 88 speed. These are some of the best cards in the game. Even Ben Wallace, super fast, only 6'9" at center, 81 speed. 87 speed on a 7'1" with a 7'7" wingspan player at this point in the year is absurd. I don't care that he can't shoot the ball. He's the most dominant interior force on the game by a mile in terms of just dunking and dominating around the rim, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, best defensive card in the game, and it's not even close. He is absolutely absurd in this game, and he is the most must-have card in the game, because if you have Shaq, you win against somebody who doesn't have Shaq unless they are significantly better in the game than you. It is literally that simple. You will beat somebody because you have Shaq and because they don't, unless they are significantly better than you at the game. He is that good. I'm going to be honest, it's pretty impressive how good Shaquille O'Neal is in this game. So that is going to do it for this video, though. Hope you all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.